Hello and welcome back to your favorite podcast, the Golden Nugget Podcast. I'm your host and your best friend, Anna Golden, joined by some of your other best friends, Enoch.
Hey.
And Kayla.
What's going on?
You guys, there's nothing more sure in this world than Enoch's going to give us a hey. When Enoch leaves a
short,
voice memo,
sweet. I realize it's like the way I communicate and I set the tone.
So the other day we were leaving a voice memo together and I just kept going the same time, hey. And Enoch was like, wait. Because I just knew as sure as the sun will rise.
Anybody walks in the room, I'm like, hey.
Honestly, I'm really picking up. Now that you say it, I think I've seen it.
In the office, every time someone walks in, hey.
Yeah.
I just don't have to think about it. It acknowledges people.
And then they don't talk more.
Where does that come
it's
from?
not like, how are you?
I think, honestly, I won't lie, Pastor Earl.
Does he do that?
I just realized he says certain things that are repetitive, and I don't think he thinks about it.
Hey.
Yeah. So it kind of just sets the tone in communication.
I've now started to do it.
He goes, hey, Enoch.
Hey, Enoch. He says Enoch like I do.
Yeah, just like the O is like 15 of them.
Anyway, you guys, welcome back to the podcast. Okay, first of all, if you're a visual listener on our YouTube page,
we're noticing
we're all in a uniform.
Yay.
Guys, what if I had a vision of all of us wearing like zip up hoodies and then unzipping them?
I literally wore a zip up. We could have done
like
that.
We're an NBA All-Star team during presentations.
Like
I feel like me with like the khakis, I feel like I'm back in my Quick Trip days.
Honestly, it's giving Jake.
It's giving Jake from State Farm. It's giving Target.
I feel like it's giving Target. Hey, this is your merch. So
I love it.
Go ahead.
I didn't. The
Who doesn't
khakis are my
who
merch.
doesn't love a red for summer?
What do y'all think? It's a little tomato red, right?
Guys, I feel like this is such a flattering color. Also, I got a new color off my little tumbler, and our stickers match perfectly.
It is beautiful.
It goes right on there. It's just flush.
What a nice aesthetic, huh?
I love it.
They say it's the color of the summer, at least one of them.
We have so many of these stickers, and we should just give some out. Honestly, comment on the video if you want to get a sticker, and we'll mail some to a few of you guys. Some of our sacred nuggets. We are
going to keep the giveaways going.
Yeah, we want to keep them going. I also put it on my phone case. I'm like all decked out. These are nice stickers.
I did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, just because I have this like silver like cute thing and I have an aesthetic.
Yeah, she's got
but
like a
if I didn't have an
texture.
aesthetic, I would do it.
That's
all
real.
All right, Kayla.
But I know some of you people, I see you in the coffee shops, you've got about 50 stickers on your laptop, so you can do that as well.
I know. If you put it on your suitcase or something.
Or a lot of people with Subarus, they love putting them on their back.
Okay. Really?
Windshield. Specifically Subarus.
What if we put one on our car?
Punch buggies.
Punch buggies?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they're discontinued.
Are they?
What, like the Volkswagen Bug?
I heard.
I think now it's like Mini Coopers. Those are the same
No
vibe.
hate to anybody who drives that car, but it's like you're driving in a car called a Bug. Let's
Honestly,
I don't think anymore. They're discontinued.
Though. Do you guys remember that movie Herbie Fully Loaded?
Yes, of course. Lindsay Lohan.
That movie actually was like, okay, maybe a bug's cool, but then it like comes to life. I hate that.
I've recently been on the side of TikTok.
I hate any movie about a car coming to life.
So Transformers, you're done.
I've recently been on the side of TikTok where they'll like run a whole commercial from Disney in like 2007, and it's so nostalgic. Last week I watched the what was the skateboarding one? It's not the skateboarding one. The longboarding one.
Oh my god, I know what you're talking about. But I can't remember the name.
I don't want to say it wrong. It might have been like Tommy Mahala.
Do you mean Tommy Bahama?
Is it Tommy Bahama?
No, it Tommy Bahama's a brand?
Tommy Bahama is the brand and restaurant.
No.
Really good restaurant, actually.
I think I've been.
But
I know what you're talking about. It's on
Tommy
the.
And he joins like the dark side, like that black team.
Yes,
you know what I'm talking about? They ran the commercials like 7-8 Central Time. It was just like so nostalgic.
There's so many of those movies.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like we got so off track. We were talking about the merch.
ADHD in action.
I know, but I was about to say those movies. We can go back to that because I literally loved those old Disney Channel original movies.
I wish I could go back.
You guys,
relive it twice.
Have to
not to change anything, but to relive it twice.
Wow, that's stunning.
That's Drake right there. Let's talk about Drake and Kendrick.
Okay. First
Did you
of
guys
all,
watch that concert?
We're gonna give away the shirt now.
We are. Listen, we've got another giveaway coming with the stickers, but this time we've got shirts.
Shirt.
Okay.
You guys commented a lot, so
the comments.
now we know you guys are there.
Yeah, I'm like, hey guys. I'm like, actually, I've really been noticing recently y'all are there. So I'm like, comment. I run into you in public. Comment.
We're going to do a quick shuffle. I think it was like 170 something comments. Each comment is a raffle ticket pretty much. So
Okay.
Do we have it ready?
I think that you had one, right?
No, my phone's definitely recording, so that's off limits.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
He sent it in the chat.
Yeah.
Send it in a chat. You guys, just so you all know, it's a random comment winner, okay? This is no favorites.
Not at all.
No favorites here in the house of God. Ba, 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 ba. Everybody's a favorite. Okay, copying in the link. You guys have anything special to say as I set up this little moment?
I don't know. Drum roll.
Drum roll. Buy the shirts.
Yes.
You don't win.
We will have the shirts available when this uploads. Why? Probably.
They'll be available soon. I think we'll take them on the road here in a bit. So.
Oh yes.
If you guys,
Should we have them? Okay. Well,
what do you mean?
I don't know. Guys, it's obviously we're figuring it out. Let us know.
My thing is, we'll be on the road in the next couple weeks. I don't know. I don't want to like keep them with like delayed inventory.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So how are we gonna send things out?
I feel that. You guys, let us know.
Stay tuned.
We'll have them on hand in Atlanta.
Yes, if you're coming to Forward Conference, we will have them. All the events this summer.
We'll have them at a discounted rate.
Discounted rate. I don't know about all that.
Come see me. It's a discounted rate.
Enoch's in the corner making side deals.
A little side deal. I'll throw in a sticker.
You guys, here's a fun fact. My sister, Liz, she would give free stuff away at my merch table all the time when she worked for me. And I was like,
That's
tough.
Not that I'm above like doing that. I love giving things away for free. But it was like any person that she had a slight like, oh, they like tripped on their way to the merch table and she felt bad for them. So she gave them I was like, Liz, are you paying for this?
Liz is like, I'm so generous.
I know. I'm like, she thinks she's so generous. And I'm like,
meanwhile,
this affects you zero. I'm like, this doesn't come out of your money. Yeah. Anyways, so.
Zero return on investment.
Yeah.
But I think with these, we more so just want you guys to rep us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's not like we're making a killing off of anything.
Are you a nugget?
Here.
I'm a nugget.
Yeah. I feel like I've been seeing a lot of you guys out there. So,
I know. We've been meeting a lot of people in person.
We have.
Kayla, you've had a couple interactions.
Yes, I've met a few of you guys today, actually.
It would be so cool if we start seeing shirts out in public. We'll, like, just give them...
I'd pass out.
A little Starbucks.
I don't know why. Anything having to do with, like... It still is kind of crazy when even I see people in, like, my merch, like my music merch, or I guess, like, Anna Golden merch, which we also have new merch of that coming, too, which I think you guys will love.
We've got some great pieces on the way.
Yes. Yeah. But seeing that, I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Especially when I see like older shirts when I'm like, oh man, you guys have been rocking with us for a while. But this, I don't know why this will make me feel so crazy.
I feel like I'm going to be like, we're just doing this for fun.
My dad wears like her old merch. My dad, remember that black hoodie with the gold on the back? He like takes it to work. He does like oil changes in them.
Wow, that's... I don't know how I feel about that. He's like, man, it's my junk shirt. He's like rubbing his oil on it. I'm like, all right, well, I don't know about all that.
Or he's just like, I love my daughter-in-law.
Yeah, she took it offensively. Yeah, that's so
like,
crazy.
I just want to keep her close.
That's so sweet, but it's also like, it's like when someone's like, oh man, I love that shirt. I clean at the house with it. It's like, oh.
Versus he goes to work with it.
You said he does oil changes.
That's his job. He's a diesel mechanic.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Anyway, I know what hoodie you're talking about. I love that hoodie.
Good hoodie. All right, drum roll please.
Hold on, wait.
All right, sorry guys. We had to take a short intermission because
I didn't know how this worked, and I wanted to make sure that everybody's duplicate comment counted as a submission.
Yes, because you guys did go off.
We are above board here. Okay, I'm
drum
clicking.
Roll, please.
Pick a winner. And it's Brooklyn McCarthy.
Shout out Brooklyn.
Shout out Brooklyn.
The only podcast I can listen to from finish to end without getting distracted.
Stop it.
Thank
Brooklyn,
you for saying that,
Brooklyn,
honestly.
that's so kind.
That's so nice.
All right, I'm going to screenshot this and we'll comment back to you and we'll send you your shirt.
Yeah.
Once we figure out your size and
all those things. Yeah, we'll throw in a sticker. We'll see. Maybe we'll get you a sim. Who knows?
Oh my gosh, you're getting a mega
We're
giveaway.
sending you a car. We're sending you a
blank
punch buggy.
check. I want to say I do think this would be a fun giveaway. Let me know if you guys want.
With how many you order a week, I'm like, we can give some out.
Honestly,
I know.
and if you have, it's basically like the uniform like cup.
Yeah,
so.
this is it. Yeah. I thought about
and
getting
it's like,
us all
Sim, at
each
this
one
point,
of these
give us a call.
And us only using. I'm like, we're going very branded.
Honestly, all of us having those in red with the sticker.
We throw in some Ollipops.
Okay, yeah, Olipop.
You still support gut health?
Come on, Olipop.
I think that's kind of on us. I don't feel like we reached out properly.
We definitely did it.
I never do.
Much.
I was on a podcast this last week. Shout out to
Brett Yonker. Yeah.
Shout out to Brett Yonker and his podcast about songwriting through passion. It's so much fun. We talked forever about, he was saying he's like big Costco guy. Yeah. He was like, I have a Kirkland sweatshirt. And I was like, Brett, let's try to get you a Costco sponsorship.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's see it.
That'd be
cool. He sent me a picture of him going into Costco. And I'm like, incredible, Brett. We love to see it.
We need Olipop. Honestly, Olipop root beer flavor. Had it for the first time
this week. Tell us about it. I'm scared of the cola flavors.
Really? Here's the thing. I also had cola this week. Both.
How was that?
Honestly, to me, better than like cherry strawberry, cherry vanilla.
Yeah.
Those have a weird
aftertaste. Those get weird. They taste like cough syrup.
Yeah.
The aftertaste.
But the root beer, it tastes like
I'll tell you what. I just had the grape.
Sugar.
Grape is so good.
Is it good?
I had a feeling it was going to be good.
Tastes
We got
normal.
Where do you we got ours at Whole Foods.
Okay. I got mine at Sprouts.
But here's the thing. I did see someone. Man, we're giving you guys so much airtime. Please just at least send us a few. I did see someone say that at Target they have half cans because sometimes I don't finish them.
They're babies.
Anna doesn't finish anything. I've thrown out like 3 half full.
You know what? I
Coke
will finish
Zeros.
a Coke Zero.
No, you won't. Not these days. Yeah, because the last week or two, I just threw out 3 that were half full in the fridge.
I'm trying to portion control. You guys got it.
Because she'll crush one.
Carbonation.
She'll crush one. She'll like another one, and I'm like, but then she'll take like 4 sips of that one, and it's done.
Guys, there's nothing in this world that gives me joy like that. Coke Zero. And I'm like, here's the thing. I was embarrassed of it for a long time. People try to make you feel bad about soda. Is it horrible for you? Sure. Isn't everything? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, pick your favorites and die trying. And here's how I feel about it. It's literally, it's like, there's nothing, even if you have, okay, we needed a snack the other day and I was like, oh, we have no snacks. I found some croutons. Ate a few croutons. Add a Coke Zero to that. It's a meal.
What?
That's
girl dinner.
She had a half bag of croutons, talking about a few croutons.
Yeah, well, it's a smaller bag.
And
it's
then
a
you
Trader
went hungry
Joe's
for
bag.
lunch.
It's not like a Costco crouton bag here. Let's all get a grip. But yeah, honestly, why don't we eat croutons more as a snack?
Honestly, I used to.
I feel like that's a classic. Like my parents didn't get groceries now, and like there's no snacks in the pantry.
Yeah,
as
croutons.
someone who's like always balling on a budget, always. See,
the double always. You want to talk about that?
She had a double back on the always.
Like,
always.
I just saw it again.
I'm like, weird. Your last 3 posts have been just like the most intricate meals.
Well, if you really want to know, my mom's staying with me right now, so I'm getting groceries.
The groceries are funded.
She was like, so what do you usually eat for dinner? And I'm like, well, some nights I was like, oh, like I had breakfast for dinner.
Some nights, Mom, I have prayer for dinner.
And sleep for dinner. We had sleep for dinner
here's
the
some
other
cereal.
night. It was so sad.
Here's some. Because once the groceries are up, I'm not going until the next time I budgeted for groceries. So it's whatever I have. A bagel? Sure.
Where do you shop for groceries?
Love good bagel.
Trader Joe's only.
That's
really?
real.
Shout out.
Okay, we have like broken it up to where we'll go Trader Joe's and like there's some things we have to get at Whole Foods.
Yes, I'll say if I'm making like a you see my cooking videos. If I like want like good like meats or seafood and stuff, Trader Joe's. No
What'd you
offense,
make
I love you,
last?
Trader Joe's. Please,
It just doesn't feel.
You just can't get everything.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel as fresh. Like
It's
they don't
real.
have a butcher.
Yeah, what
Whole
I make
Foods.
last.
I've been loving the wings from Whole Foods.
Mm-hmm.
They'll like marinate them all day. Got some garlic parm in the fridge right now.
Okay,
Might be
Shout
dinner
out.
tonight.
Oh,
for me.
Okay, dinner for you. Okay, yesterday we went over to some of our friends' houses. Shout out to Jenny and Elias. I don't know how to say their last name. Papa.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't even know
figure
if
it
I'm
out.
gonna.
Wow.
We're so sorry.
It's very Greek.
You just didn't even have to go there.
I'm sorry. I literally always want to, and I'm like, I
Could've
tried
just been
to.
Jenny and Elias.
I know. I didn't have to give like and their street addresses.
We're so sorry.
I love you guys so much.
Yeah.
We went over to their house yesterday because Jenny was teaching us. She lived in Greece for 7 years. Obviously, he is from Greece, born and raised. And she was like teaching us how to make some Greek cuisine.
Please.
Y'all, Greek food is top 3, and it's not 3.
Next cooking video is Greek.
No, it's literally, it's a little too good. And we made this like...
And it's also fresh. I felt so good afterward. You know, I didn't get like the slumps.
It was so good.
It felt so good. We made everything. Tzatziki.
Feta.
Salad.
Just give me more feta. And put feta in everything.
I feel horrible because I don't remember the name. But it's like the Greek version of lasagna.
I know. It was so good.
It took a while.
Wow.
Because it had some crazy layers.
You had to whisk that
I was whisking for like an hour. But it was so worth it. So
No, it was literally incredible.
You had it for lunch. Might have it for dinner.
I know. I was going to say, when you were saying dinner, I was like, oh man, we're probably still... She like had us make our own tray. It was like a full-on cooking class.
Yeah, it was like a cooking class. We took a little trip to Greece.
I love cooking classes.
I know. We're trying to decide if we're going to Greece for my birthday.
Could be a vibe.
Or if we're going to wait till
like
August.
I've always wanted to go to Greece.
Italy and Greece.
We're gonna go.
We're
gonna go this summer. I think for sure. We just don't know when yet. But
we'll see.
TBD. And I like to go somewhere. I used to go on pretty extravagant trips for my birthday, but then I like to have like friends come on our trips. So then now it's like in the air. So I normally, we'll see.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
This year has felt. Is this just me, or is this year felt like so short but so long at the same time?
I'm like, we're halfway through.
Feels like it's been a blink of an eye, but also when I think of all the things we've done this year,
it's a lot. It's almost exhausting.
It's a lot.
I feel tired, but also like it's flying by.
Yeah,
it's like
would you have it any other way though?
No, yeah. I mean, we got married this year, and I'm like,
but it feels like it was yesterday, but also it was like 2 years ago.
I'm like, we need a vacation. We went on vacation like 2 months ago, but it's because like so much has gone on.
Yeah,
I'm like, I feel like we've just been running at a really fast pace.
More than anything, we want to escape this Texas heat.
Honestly,
you guys,
yo, this heat is crazy.
I woke up from a nap today, swollen and distressed.
No,
I'm like, isn't that how everybody wakes up from a nap?
Yes.
Like, just like, ah.
I literally woke up and my mom was like, I'm worried about your health, and I'm like,
what?
Whoa.
And she's like,
moms do that. Dads do that too.
I'm like, what? And she's like, you've just been asleep for hours. I'm like, number one, I've been up since the crack of dawn. I work at a church. So yeah, the after church nap, you know, it's
if my dad calls
me, we're recording on a Sunday today, so
yeah. If my dad calls me and I have got a groggy voice, he's like, you need to get it together.
Yeah.
He's like, you're unhealthy.
Yeah, literally.
Like, and lazy. You know what the Bible says about laziness?
Pick up your bed and walk.
But this brings me to a point because she's like, all you do is sleep. She's like, yesterday you slept all day. True. But like the day before, I was really active.
You're kind of snitching on yourself.
No, but the day before,
she's like, get up, get some money. She said,
I work.
Get some grocery money.
She's like, get your money up.
The day before, I worked a lot. Well, have you guys heard of this new thing called bed rotting?
No.
Okay, I know the term like rot, like having like a rot day where it's like you go and you just like sit in your bed and
you
like
kind of veg out.
Guys, I literally was like, there's got to be something to describe the way I like just love to like hang, like just be in my bed.
Yeah, I mean, I know this
literally
term.
Here it is, bed rotting, a TikTok trend where people stay in bed for long periods of time and do passive activities like eating snacks, watching TV, and using devices. This trend is especially popular with Generation Z.
Yeah, I have
that's me. That's me to my core.
I have a lot of thoughts on this. I'm like, I believe in like rest. It was very hard for me before to believe in rest. I'm a very like, I think the older I get, I also feel like I've worked since I was a little kid. Because I have, and I'm like, I think the older I get, the more I value like taking time off and those things and like having like a dance of seasons. So I used to think like days like that would like drive me insane. Now I'm like, okay, I kind of can welcome it. Part of me feels like that can sometimes lead to depression, or it is a symptom of depression.
That's real.
So I feel like there's like a fine line to ride of like, is this because I've had a full week?
Yeah.
And it's like, I need to have like a moment where I like recoup, have a little rest moment, or is it like I'm finding myself doing this serial day after day after day? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So not to take a serious turn on it.
Not to take a serious
But
turn.
I do feel
deep.
like, especially as it like happens with like this generation, because I have definitely bed rotted before in depression.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
100%.
definitely.
Where it's like,
For sure.
close the blinds. I don't
Sleep
want
all
to go
day.
anywhere.
Yeah.
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 Like
If I'm ever in that state, I'm sleeping.
yeah,
And
it's
just
like,
hide away from that world. My world.
Yeah. I feel like I just like, I feel almost too active during the week as far as like my schedule.
No,
like I look at my
understand
calendar and I'm like, I live and die by Google Calendar just because like there's too much to keep track of. And it's like the second I get to like maybe like a Friday or Saturday, and it's never both, it's only one. I'm like, okay, which one of these do I want to be what I call a death day, where I just feel like I'm dead to the world?
Sorry, that was my phone just dropping from a death day. I hate that term. Maybe call it a rot day. I'm like,
Or a Sabbath.
Kayla.
What
I
did
know,
this
death
get?
day. Guys, I just like making up terms.
Yeah,
So.
clearly.
No,
Really
but like
making
a
up terms.
day, there is sometimes like we this weekend had like plans all day, every day. I feel like this whole weekend, and we were like,
yeah, we did.
and last weekend because we were working on the yard.
Oh my lord. Yeah.
And so I feel like when you don't, like, Sabbath is biblical.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you need
truly.
to take time to like reflect, fill your spirit up, also like just have a time to rest. I think, what are those? I know that there was a study. I want to say Google did the study because they implement this in their work weeks about like having rest days.
Probably.
And like for their employees.
But even yeah, I think in Europe it's a thing.
Yeah, they're
where
trying
they've gone
to get
down
back
to 4
to
days, 4 working days,
Please.
and then 3 days off.
Oh my God.
I-
would
it-
And like they found that they're more productive and efficient and higher energy levels.
Which is so crazy because I feel like it's such a lie that we think that like if we do more, it's more effective, when it's like work smarter, not harder.
I believe that though, because
Amen.
I mean, when you get to the end of a work week, like say it's like Friday about
Sure.
2 p.m., no one's doing anything. Like that's just my belief. I mean, I've seen that.
It does
time
get
and
to
time
that
again.
point towards the end of the week.
Or
That
it's
means
like
that you've
you're
crushed
doing,
it.
Yeah, you're doing that one thing that it's like this doesn't really take me brain power.
Yeah, I think that there is a sentiment to be said about just like being able to be at a good pace and having like rest built into. And I'm like, I do think there's a girl that has this podcast. I think it's not a podcast anymore, but I loved the sentiment of it. And it was like fun on weekdays. And she would always talk about like how you don't have to wait till the weekend to have fun, and like having like things inside of your week that you look forward to. And I think that's a huge thing for me now.
Yeah.
Of like, you kind of get programmed no matter what it is. If you work in ministry, that's like your Thursday, Friday, if you guys get Thursdays off, or Friday, Saturday, if you don't have Saturday services kind of thing. And it's like, oh, I'm going to wait for those days to like have stuff that are like fun. But I'm like building that into your like full lifestyle. I
Yeah.
feel like it just makes everything
And I feel like
better.
that it almost works better when you're in ministry, because it's like, especially in busy seasons, like right now we're in like at our church at least a more chill season.
Sure.
But like our fall is going to be like crazy
Boom, boom,
all the way
boom.
up to Christmas. So it's like if I wait till those days when I've just poured it like all on the line, I feel like I'm staying in bed.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, canceling
that's
on the
real.
plans. Whether it's like maybe I want to get dinner, let's do it on like a Tuesday.
Sure.
Love that. Yeah.
No, I love it. There's nothing that gets me better than like a midweek reservation.
Oh, stunning.
I love
Yeah.
a midweek dinner reservation. It's so much fun to
I'm
me.
loving like spontaneous reservations. Just like on the
Spontaneous
fly,
resi?
let's do something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
There's not much of that going on these days.
He's like, I'm loving it. It's not
You
happening.
guys,
Yeah.
okay, there's something as of late. I don't know what's going on with me. I go to bed so early.
Anna,
It's
that's
Tell me
disgusting.
about it.
guys, it's
Oh,
so
it's
crazy.
so tough,
But like
Kayla.
I
It's so tough.
I don't know, and I have a feeling that it has to do with my contacts. I think I've talked
I
about
don't
this
think
before
it
on the
is.
podcast.
No, because I've had her take her contacts out and put on glasses,
it's-
and she's still sleep. You're
But
tired.
it's my eyes get tired.
It's also as you age, you start to go to bed early.
All right, age is
That's
crazy.
real.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not saying like you're
All right,
old.
everybody,
Like
let's calm down.
we're all aging.
I think
Yeah.
I think
I
that
found a grade the other day.
I do think it has something to do with my contacts, because at a certain point my contacts just like dry my eyes to all Sahara, and then
but
I
I'd
just
like
want
to
to
say you've
close
been
up.
doing it for a while, since before these contacts.
It was right when I got them.
Wish it was the truth.
I think so. But I will say it was like when we were dating, I genuinely am the kind of person that only has to. I thought I only had to sleep a few hours. Now I'm like, I still don't sleep a ton. I just wake up massively early. I just need to try to shift.
You think it's just like the marriage settle in? Because like when you're dating, especially you guys were long distance, like you'll stay up all night on the phone.
Yeah, I was up till like 5 a.m. talking.
But even like before,
and now it's like, oh, settled in.
We spent like
I'm up.
we spent like last year my sabbatical together before we were dating, and I just remember I was like, oh, Enoch's so lame. He goes to bed so early because I could stay up all night.
Yeah, she would like bully me because I was tired.
Aw, she liked you.
Yeah.
And now it's like 10 p.m. She's out. I'm like,
but
then she'll wake me up at like 4 or 5 in the morning. I'm like,
I know. I just
like,
get
that, no, Anna, that's worse.
And get
that's
mad.
actually criminal.
She'll get mad when I'm irritated. I'm like, that's valid. I don't want to wake up.
I know. I'm just like, it's
and
so
then
crazy.
I try to wake her up.
I'm like, what's marriage if I can't wake you up? You know what I mean?
His face. He's like.
I'm like, aren't we supposed to be up together? What's going on?
Guys, it's so toasty.
I need to start shifting my sleep schedule. I'm really gonna try. I'm hoping, because I think there was something about when we were overseas that affected me a little bit, and I feel like when we go to Greece, it's gonna shift me. I don't know.
If we go to Greece, we'll see.
She's like, when? She's declaring.
Well,
when
I think
we
we
go.
will for sure go at least this month or next.
Okay.
We'll figure it out. Or July or August. That's what the goal is.
I love the just spontaneous trip.
Yeah, I mean, we've had like the dates for a long time. It's just been me pulling the trigger on like, at first we wanted to go to like an East Coast beach, and then it just shifted. Anyway, all this to say, I'm believing for my sleep schedule. Pray with me, everyone. Anyway, we went to, this week I was like, I slept into like 9 one day, and I was like, oh, well, I'm going to be up so late tonight. Let's go to a 10 p.m. movie. We went to go see Inside Out 2.
Incredible.
Knocked.
Meanwhile, I'm leaned in. Let's talk about how hot it is in these theaters these days.
Yeah, what's up with that?
It's making me never want to go back. I can't do it.
Were you
It
hot?
used to be like
freezing.
Did you guys go to a Dolby theater?
Yeah.
Really? Your Dolby theater was hot? I went.
It was the one at North Park.
I went there to see it. It was cold.
I didn't feel like I was that hot.
I was wearing
this
shorts.
the day we were at the pool or the day after?
No, we weren't at the pool that day, but we went to like Cheesecake Factory.
I was just cooking. I was in there cooking.
Cheesecake Factory forever till I'm dead.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. I'm
Take
like,
me there.
Let's go right now.
I know that was a whole debate online. Like, don't take me there. Take me there. Because
I think that's a great date.
That's a great
Why
first
you
date.
gotta fight with me at Cheesecake? You know I like to go.
Say my light skin, I can take you nowhere.
This is a place for
families to drive Camrys and go to Disney. This is a Drake podcast. Okay? We're all on Drake's side.
I don't know.
Whoa, I just want to make it clear
like us.
right
They not
now
like us.
that I was never on Drake's side. I was always on Kendrick's side.
I just love rap. I love it all. I love it all.
The Golden Nugget
fact that
podcast, we stand for Drake.
Except
Kendrick
for me, I
performed
stand
it
for
5 times. No, I love Kendrick.
the lines that Kendrick threw at Drake couldn't even.
That was a funeral the other night.
In Drake's wildest dreams, he couldn't touch the
But
lyrical masterpiece.
What I love about Drake though
Kendrick.
is that he's just gonna keep it moving, and he's gonna bring out the best summer album, and it's gonna be such a vibe.
like I just think, don't get me wrong, I don't like hate Drake.
Here's the reality
Kendrick's
of it all.
just better.
And it's like, sure, everybody loves the person who's gone massive. Everybody loves to tear him down.
Oh,
I'm like,
Drake
all
has
the
had so many
artists-
beefs for the past 10 years.
Well, and it's
he's
like,
great.
And then it was like, we're
Meek
going to
Mill,
start beefing with Drake.
Pusha T, Kanye.
Everybody came against
The
him.
Kanye one was like my favorite.
And I'm like, once you orbit out of the realm of success that like Kendrick is probably a better rapper.
100%.
Lyrically, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like he's never going to touch Drake.
No, Drake is like corporate success.
Yeah, so but that's
And
the
I
same
can admit
thing.
that.
The same thing with Taylor Swift. So it's
Yep.
like, of course, all these artists who are like, we're better than her, they're gonna throw stones.
Yeah.
The
You
stones don't even reach her. She's
You can't
too
touch
hot.
his aura. You can't touch his impact and
Yeah.
influence
That's
to
where I'm
like
like-
the world.
That's the thing about Taylor. I'm like, she's a billionaire. She don't care about y'all.
Drake goes
She
to
could
like
care less.
She's
Yeah.
like, you guys think she's corny and cringy online. She doesn't care.
Even
like
she
a
is.
Drake
She's
or
definitely
Taylor
corny and
Swift
cringy.
can go to Australia and they'll have the same impact they do here.
Yep.
Kendrick,
Yeah.
I don't know, but I do love him.
Yeah. That's true.
So
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm with that.
There's a bit of like, you hate him, hate us, can't you ain't us kind of thing.
Hate him because you ain't him.
Like that kind of thing. I'm
Yeah.
like, that happens. I mean, obviously there's like valid reasons where like people beef, but there is going to be that when you know you're a better artist and the person next to you just went infamous and you're like,
Yeah, I could see that.
But I think the main part of the beef was that Kendrick didn't respect how he went famous. He kind of like sold out. Mm-hmm. He like mimics a lot of like cultures and even slang or even accents. So he's like, you're not even authentic. But it's like, that's Drake's
And
thing.
I get that some people, like, they have their conviction so deep to their core. Like,
Yeah, Kendrick's
like, you're not authentic.
He is so
Get
West
out of my
Coast.
face. Like, I can't even take
Kendrick will not change his DNA. He won't
No.
change his ways. He's like, I'm West Coast through and through. Like, you're not real.
Yeah. Sure.
And Drake's like, I know.
We're like, Drake's from Canada, but somehow is like...
Drake's from Canada, but he definitely did a couple like Spanish songs. And I thought he was Dominican there for like a year.
Yeah. 100%.
And then-
Because
He went pretty Caribbean for a second.
He went pretty
could
Caribbean.
pass.
He went Jamaican.
Yep.
And then he went London, UK drill.
Yes.
He did
I
so
actually
many
kind of like
things.
that era.
I have loved like every lane he's tapped into. And of course it's not his real self.
No.
Well, Taylor Swift did the same thing. She's bounced around in genre.
True.
And then here she is, just killing it. Did you guys see that video of like Travis Kelce going on stage with Taylor? I think it was like last night.
I felt like it was bound to happen. I didn't see it though.
I saw it.
I'm like,
tough.
part of me is like, man, they were really strong.
Yeah, because if she's bringing him on stage, she might be in love. But then again,
You never know.
you never know.
What I don't get though,
I think they're pretty in love. It
please
seems like
excuse if I'm being a little dumb here.
Okay.
What?
Didn't she just write this last album about her ex while she's with
About Matt
Travis?
Healy.
It's like if
She could have already had that written though.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
It's
if
like,
you
gotta go out.
dive into that album, it's her like, this is to all my girls who have dated someone who like went full, to bring this full circle, because we are watching that show on Amazon, or is it on Netflix? The Perfect
Yeah,
Match.
Perfect Match.
I don't know if I
The
recommend this
Perfect
show.
Match.
It's just like trash.
boring.
Enoch,
You think it's boring?
No,
I thought it gave us good drama.
Listen,
He
I love anything
literally-
with drama, but I feel like there could be more drama.
There could be more.
But it gets every episode. I feel like it's the same
Enoch,
thing.
That is so funny.
It could be
No,
more.
it is like
How's that
a
funny?
classic dating show. It's like, oh, they're gonna match up. I don't know if I'm like, I
But
don't.
it's like,
I
this
feel
is
like
my
I
wife.
can't.
They're
I'm
Netflix
like,
celebrities though.
I feel like I can't recommend it to you guys because it does feel like trash.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I don't condone everything that goes on in the show, but Harry Jowsey, who's been on like a lot of other shows and stuff, he has like this shtick where he will definitely like get a girl and be like, I want to marry you.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you've ever been the girl on the other side of the guy who immediately wants to marry you when you start dating,
Run.
and he plays you like a fiddle,
Run for
like,
the hills.
and then is like, that never happened. Which is like the classic case, and that to me feels like
Gaslighting 101.
this whole record from Taylor Swift is the definition of that experience. And when you're the girl on the other side of that, or the guy, I guess the girls can do it to guys too, and there's like no claiming of what happened, make it feel like it never happened, and you feel crazy. All you want to do is feel justified. And so many of those lyrics in her songs, like, I feel like that's why she compromised maybe some of her lyrical ability in this record, of being like, we talked about Charlie Puth, like she's giving like moments that literally happened. So it's like, I'm not crazy, like there's still so many things of yours at my house in the drawers. Like even like that song, like I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, I was listening to it today and I was like, those moments in that song, she's just literally trying to make herself not feel crazy. She's like, no, this actually happened. Like, you actually did do this. So I'm like, I think
She
that
had
it's
that
less,
one with didn't she have one with Post Malone?
yeah,
It's kind of a vibe.
Fortnite.
Posty. Here's the thing. I'll listen if
Anything
Post
Post
is on
is
it.
on, yeah.
Well, I'm just like, I think it's less of her
I
not
need
being
some help.
over that situation and more of like her just wanting justification in something that happened. I think you can
Powerful.
still like feel that and then
Yeah.
fall in love with someone else. But it's like, no, that definitely happened.
Yeah.
Like,
And
I'm not
also
gonna
for
let you get
her,
away.
it's like at this point in her career, if she wants to make a random, it's the same thing with Beyonce. Okay, Beyonce wants to make a dance album. What? She's already hit all her peaks.
Sure.
She wants to make a country album. What are you gonna say? She can do whatever she wants. She's not trying to fight to like start her career. She's
Yeah,
got
that's true.
one.
She doesn't have to be very
Yeah.
strategic.
That's like when she made the album with Jay-Z and like everybody was like, she's trying to become a rapper. I'm like, because she wanted to try rap. Because she wanted to try rap. She is the actual queen. She can do whatever she
Beyonce
wants.
stan right here.
But I will say, and I'm not a Taylor stan, I can give Taylor Swift the same credit. If she's like, you know what? Actually, I'm going to do a rap album. I'd be like, go ahead, girl.
that
I'll
would be
tell you the same thing
wild.
about Drake. Remember,
Go ahead, girl. You
Drake
can
did
do
that
whatever you
same thing
want.
with that dance album.
Yeah.
It was like that European like house
Yep.
music.
And here's the thing. You
Everybody
know why
like,
she
this
can do
is
that?
crazy. A couple
'Cause
months
no
later,
matter what,
everyone's-
people will listen.
Do you
Yeah,
guys remember?
we did.
Or were you guys too young for this? Do you?
Whatever you do.
Lil Wayne released "How to Love." Do you guys know that song?
Of course. I actually
I'm just not a Lil Wayne stan, so. I've never really listened to him.
I will never forget that song because it was like, oh my gosh, Lil Wayne's doing a ballad, and he's like sang the whole song.
How to love.
Mm-hmm. His voice is pretty iconic.
All right, let's not sing the song.
Sorry.
This is not a great song as far as this is not Golden Nugget approved. But I just remember him doing that. It was like kind of a big deal. I mean, honestly, if Lil Wayne walks so Drake could run.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I'm like the fact that Lil Wayne got to get on a song.
The only person Drake has given like his flowers to. He was like, without you, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
which
that
is
says
real.
a lot. It's very true.
It's very, very real. Anyway, all that to say, I don't know where this conversation started, but I was just...
What were we talking about?
No clue, but I like where it went.
I love just...
Travis carrying Taylor
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Sorry.
We didn't even carry on with that.
Yeah,
what does that even mean?
Such a tangent.
We went on a tangent. We could do that.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, those theaters.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Okay, let me jump
These
back
days,
in.
I be sweating.
That's exactly where we were.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I was sweating, yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't feel like the theater was that hot, personally.
She also
You guys,
fell asleep.
We just had to take a small, even intermission because how hot it is here in Dallas. It's like our house is majority windows. And as much as you can crank the AC, it's like our Alexas will say a heat advisory currently.
Heat advisory.
And so our camera...
I wanted to go to the Rangers game today, but then I saw the temperature. It was 100 degrees.
Ain't no way.
I do think it's like a dome or a roof, but I'm still like, I don't even want to be outside.
No.
I don't know how people play in that condition.
No way.
It takes real power. Shout out to the athletes because
For sure.
it could never be me.
Shout out to the athletes, just
For
as
making
a whole.
millions of dollars.
I'm
For the
like,
game you love.
I'm like, you want to share?
Hopefully you do love it.
do you want to share? Is crazy.
Anyways,
I did fall asleep during Inside Out. I know we wanted to talk about that movie. I feel like I don't have much to bring. I know that they invited. If you haven't seen this movie, it's a movie about like emotions. And it's really beautiful. Like the first one when it accepted all the emotions
I hope they
together.
do one of every part of her life.
No, I
Like,
thought the same thing.
Going off to college, getting married. I want her
Yep.
having kids. I want to
Yep.
see it all.
Do you think love, like, you guys think love is an emotion? Like, I wonder if love will come in. You know what I mean?
Really?
Is that an emotion?
I feel like when she gets in love.
Yeah.
Like when she
I feel like
feels in love.
something in the love range will,
Yeah,
will come
I
up.
can
I
see
love
that.
that like nostalgia kept coming in.
Yes, and they're like, not yet.
Yeah.
They're like, you're gonna come when she
Yeah.
graduates from college.
They were like, and one
What's
best
so-
friend's wedding
Did you
later.
see it?
Yeah. The
Tell
movie.
me why, like, the first half of the movie, I was on the anxiety side.
Honestly,
I was like, I kind of support anxiety in this.
no, because the whole time I feel like I knew where we were going.
I did
I was
too.
like, anxiety. I
did
get that
too. I
you're
was
trying
like,
to protect.
But I was like, I feel like anxiety's kind of right. Her friends are going to be there next year, and she needs to, like, have backup plans.
I think that it was honestly, I think it was such a great way to paint anxiety for the general population. The fact that it is an emotion that is useful.
Yeah.
And we've
Yeah.
painted it to be
So
because
negative.
when we add too much of it, and even it's like anger, all those things, all those emotions are healthy when
Right.
they're I feel like to like take a step further when they're submitted to the Lord. So it's like when like there's a holy anger that you can have. There's
Yeah.
like
Yep.
So true.
sadness that like breaks your heart for I don't know situations or other people, even when like,
Yep.
you're in repentance. Like I
Yeah.
feel like all those emotions
Yep.
coincide. So having that like anxiety be like, oh no, this is great to
Yeah.
keep me like on tasks. This is great to remind me of things. But
Yeah, 'cause
it's
at the
when
end
we
was
let
like,
it.
what can we not control? Okay,
Yeah.
she's like, okay, what can we control? And anxiety's the one that's like, we can control this, so let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I feel like
Obviously,
there were
when anxiety's
so
the
many
driver.
moments I was like, ooh, this is going to church.
honestly, it was so deep, low key.
Yeah.
Me and my sister had a little moment where we were crying.
Yeah.
Which are we doing spoilers? I feel like
Yeah,
we're
I feel like
spoiling.
we're already
Sure.
When
talking
she
about
was
it.
having the anxiety attack.
Oh.
And
That's
like,
when I woke
not-
up. When it's like
Yeah.
anxiety, let her
You
go.
gotta
yeah,
stop.
you have to let her go. And I'm like, anxiety has to let us go.
And
I
she's like
literally was
having like the panic attack. Yeah.
yeah, it was like,
But even like when they were stuck and
Mm-hmm.
all the others were like going in on joy, they were like, anxiety would do this, do that.
yep.
And she was like, they were like, you're so delusional. And she was like, no, dumb, delusional. It's like, you think it's easy to be joyful? You think it's easy to always
Yep.
see it, the cup half full? It's like, this is like my job. This is who I am, but it's not easy and I don't love it. I was like, oof.
It was, the movie is so much deeper than like, whoever's making these, give them their
Right.
flowers because
Took
like,
us to church.
I know. I feel like it's really helping with like emotional intelligence for people to just draw like the separation of certain
the
things.
next day, I'm like, Anna, you're angry. That's what that is. I'm like what you're feeling right now is disgust.
Like, anger is driving ennui.
How about that? Every single time anger came on screen, my sisters just started dying laughing, and I'm like, "What's wrong?" And she's like, "It's just so crazy how it's you." And I'm like, she's like, "It's literally you," and I'm like,
I was seeing each one in myself all the time. I'm consistently embarrassment.
Are you serious?
Like I can't even look. A secondhand embarrassment.
Honestly, the whole time we watched Perfect Match, Enoch has to pause it, and he's like, "I'm so embarrassed," and I'm like.
Secondhand embarrassment literally
it's real.
cripples
Sometimes you have to
me.
fast forward because you're like,
literally
I can't watch.
Consumes my soul.
I'm like,
I literally cannot. I cannot. I have to stop watching. I have to stop looking.
Have I ever made you feel that way?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's like anytime you're watching, like
you get nervous for me though.
In what way?
I feel it.
When?
Okay, like the first time, mind you, me and Enoch met because he worked at a church in Georgia. So it's like I lead worship there all the time. We're about to do a conference with him this week, all this stuff. Anyway, I came to lead worship for a young adults night, and you were very nervous for me. You told me you were nervous for me.
Yeah, I was nervous.
Because you were like,
That's
oh,
so
we're
cute.
like dating now. Like, what are your reputations
Don't
on the
embarrass
line?
me.
I'm like,
That's
so
definitely not what it was.
crazy.
She was nervous, and I could tell, so it made me nervous.
I always
you're
get
like,
nervous.
wait, why are you nervous? Why are you nervous?
I literally always
But
get
I think it was
nervous.
also because I saw that side of you. It was like a kind of like intimate, like your real nerves.
Did
So it
you
made
just
me
think that I
nervous.
didn't get nervous? Fun fact about me, I get nervous every single time I lead worship, so I don't think that ever goes away.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
I don't think it's ever supposed to go away.
It's real.
Not to a sense of there is like unpreparedness can also breed nerves. It's a different kind of nervousness. If it's like, oh man, I always get so nervous and I forget the whole song. It's like, no. Like,
Yeah, it's so real.
there's nervousness that's like driving on ice, and then there's nervousness of like, okay, I need to, like, Lord, give me strength in this, because if you don't show up.
Monitor.
Yeah, so, oh my gosh. I feel like confidence monitors, to all of my worship leaders out there, have ruined us.
Preach it.
I
please.
feel like I used to memorize lyrics so well, and now I'm crippled.
Yeah.
And it's like such a crutch for me.
Yeah.
If that lyric doesn't come up,
Yeah, coming from the other side of that,
because Kayla is over lyrics at our church.
coming from the other side of that, it's like, especially during run through, because usually during run through, the team's like matching up the lyric maps. Okay, we got the map, it's all matched up, and then something will happen like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it for time's sake, and then you get to the actual service, and it's like, oh, they're gonna do it. Okay, drag it in, and it's like,
And then it's like the worship leader's going blank.
Yeah, they're going blank. They're
Maybe like don't need the confidence monitor.
It happened today.
happen.
I would say just you and the Lord know the song.
But here's the thing. It's like, it's ruined us. Like, I feel like
Go
we're like
back.
teleprompters now.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, what is
Especially,
that?
I notice it, and this is like not shade. I notice it on like new songs. So like, say we introduce a song in January, right, in the year 2024.
Sure.
We sing it every other week for 6 months. If we didn't have confidence,
That's
they
what I'm
wouldn't know
saying.
it.
I feel like the songs we sing so often,
But they still wouldn't know it because it's like,
and it's like
you wouldn't.
I feel like we should know the song.
We know the song, but it's the thing. And I'll say it's this. When the wrong lyric is up, you go stupid. Like, you literally go like, what
so
is
say
this
it's
song?
like you're supposed to be on the
Guys,
bridge, but the chorus stays
I'm
up.
literally
I've
gonna start
done this.
unplugging that. I'm sorry,
I've done this for,
me.
but here's the
Don't do
thing.
that to
I've done
me.
this for songs I've written. Like, I wrote the lyric, and I'm like, what is that song? How does that go again? I was thinking about a song that I'm doing this weekend that I haven't done in a minute called Glory to Glory. And I was like,
Is that how it goes?
that's how it goes.
We go from
Glory to glory.
That's a little instrumental at the beginning. You guys know what I'm talking about?
That's what she was
Yeah.
saying. Duh. But I was literally like, how does that go?
See the
Genuinely.
rolling hills.
I love that you know it.
my help
But
comes
I'm like,
from-
if that first line won't come up, I'll probably be like,
Yeah,
That's real.
yeah.
See,
And I
for
wrote
me,
it.
I am really good at like song memorization. I don't know. It's just like for someone who doesn't sing, it's just like a random skill. So, but also I want to know like where you might go. So like if I know we're gonna do a song, like a few weeks ago we did another one by Elevation. I had never heard it, so I had it on repeat every single day until I felt like I knew it in my spirit.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
real.
when it gets to Sunday and the worship leader's going off track, I'm like, oh, he's going to bridge, he's going to chorus. I know exactly.
I love that you do that. I do that as well. Like when we have a new song, I'll like listen to it probably 400 times. Yeah. Enoch will be like, "Are you guys doing that this Sunday or what?" I think it was the joy. We were coming back in town from a trip,
I just had it on repeat on like 40. Yeah. So she'll need like a crash course of them, but I already know it. Like I feel like I listen to like new songs pretty early.
Oh,
and Enoch, like she'll listen to it the morning of 1,000 times.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm listening to it during the week, but in that morning, I'm like, I need to just while I'm doing my makeup.
Like, that song's already in my spirit.
Enoch's like, let me lead.
Enoch's like, I've been listening to that song since it came out. I said this, I think it was 2 episodes ago. I'm just not good at finding new music.
Yeah, same.
Please send me who you guys are listening to or like worship music that you guys are loving. I feel like I'm just so bad at finding new stuff. I'll just like save one album on my thing and then I'll go to that in the mornings and be like, all right, I'm just listening to this. It's great.
I love it.
Songs are great. But I do want to find new songs, I guess. Would you just go looking for them?
Me?
Yeah.
You go to like playlists?
Yeah. I'm pretty like tapped in come Thursday night, like at midnight. I'm always looking for stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Ryan just dropped his. That's been really good.
Oh, shout out to Ryan.
Little summer vibe. Ryan O'Fay.
It's such a vibe. I'm really into vibey Christian music where it doesn't feel like you have to necessarily worship to just have it on.
It's giving a little Drake.
I sense the Toronto in him.
Yeah. Oh, it's coming out clear.
Yeah.
I love it. Shout out.
I can't remember what song we were listening to. That was my favorite.
Ice water on a sunny day.
I
That's
like
mine.
Abide. Abide is really good.
What's the one? Is that the one we were listening to that we really liked?
We listened to the whole album, so I don't really know.
I don't know. There was one that was just like such a vibe. And we were both just like dancing to it. Like this is gonna be the summer song for us.
I'd say Celebrate is my fave on there.
Nice.
But then there's some.
I love the outro
really
with PE. It's so powerful.
Oh yeah, our pastor did a little moment on there.
And Rachel.
Our pastor did a little.
I love Rachel.
Oh yeah, Rachel's interlude. I was like, this is giving so Drake.
Rachel?
All right, CC's interlude.
Rachel's interlude. That's so true.
I love it.
It was so sweet.
God, I'm back in that position. I got my leg back up. I'm like,
let's go and put that down.
My foot's in the shot.
Let's go and put it down.
It's just like comfortable. I started working on socks for the Verge. But the way that we want them printed, they might be coming from overseas, so it just might take a second.
Yeah. Until then we'll rock
see.
these. At least I'm clean sock today. I know you guys have noticed every once in a while it's a little.
Where are these from again? These were in the same socks.
Yeah, I honestly don't know where I got these. I can't recall.
I need to get more socks.
What does that say? Hue?
Yeah, it's a little green guy at the end there. Okay, love it. But was the little green one in Inside Out again? Envy? Jealousy?
Disgust.
Yeah. Disgust.
She's literally me. Mm-hmm. It's like, ugh.
Isn't there jealousy though?
Envy.
Which
she was so cute.
Yeah.
Oh, the little teeny one.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like, all the new emotions kind of were tough.
Ennui. That was kind of a vibe.
Ennui is so
She's
funny.
like, it's what you would call the boredom. I'm like, amen.
Yeah.
I feel like
Gen Z.
Do it.
I feel like there's no such thing as boredom. Like if they feel like boring people get bored.
I get bored and I'm not boring.
You get bored?
Yeah, like
I can't remember the last time I've been bored, genuinely.
Last time I was bored was definitely Saturday night because I was home. I wanted to watch TV.
After your little rot?
Yeah, after my rot. And it was like to the point where like you're done rotting.
Okay,
you're like,
your mom's been living with you for a second.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
How do I feel?
Is it like,
honestly,
do you guys like have a ball, like wake up in the morning, like high five and you're like, yeah, let's hang out all day?
Actually, she's been living with me for 3 weeks and this week she said, can we hug? I feel like I've been here and we haven't hugged. And the thing is, I'm the one who was like, oh my gosh, like I'll get human interaction. Like I live alone. Like, but I'll say this. I love living with my mom. We are in my 1-bedroom apartment with 2 dogs. So that's, you can infer. I realize how much stuff I have now that she's moved in.
Because now
she's like, can I get a drawer?
things.
I'm like, no. And she's like, that's so mean. I'm like, no, like physically you can't get a drawer because like my closet, everything is stacked so high. There's not one space for another shirt. And it's a pretty big walk-in closet.
Okay.
But I will say the best part of her living with me, besides her love and us being together after years.
Okay, here we go.
Is
like,
today
this is her actual favorite thing.
Came home from church, not a single dirty piece of laundry. Everything folded, reorganized in the drawers.
Gift.
Yesterday, every dish done. Day before that.
Does she cook?
No, I cook. So that's our.
Does she cook at all?
She hates cooking. She said that her whole life she did it to make her kids survive.
Your dad loves to cook, though.
He loves to cook.
He's really good.
Yeah, he's been trying to cook at my place too, just when he's in town. He hasn't made it yet. Actually, no, he made some fried rice.
What was that crazy dinner he did? Easter?
Yes,
Easter
short
was nuts.
ribs.
I feel like he spread himself too thin. I feel like he went too many. It was like we were sitting there. It's like we have a roasted ham and
we've got jerk chicken,
tails and jerk chicken and
gumbo,
fried rice and gumbo.
And he just wanted to show off a little. He's so cute.
He was trying to flex.
It was his first time cooking for his new Dallas fam.
The salmon was incredible.
It was.
You remember that salmon?
Was actually
he literally cooked like 15 main courses.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was just like
that could have been a TikTok
guys,
right there.
Guess what? That's our new normal. Shout out.
Really?
That's our new normal because they're gonna be living here. It's like,
is this an official announcement? Can we say it?
You just did.
I mean, it's pretty much inferred. But here's the thing: they live all over. I'll say that they live all over.
Yeah.
But when he's here in Dallas,
get a new home base.
Yeah, when he's here in Dallas, he loves to cook. And the thing that growing up, anyone who like lived near us in Maryland or even when they lived in Florida, is like, he'll make too much. He doesn't know how to make a little, so he'll be like, "Dang, I made too much gumbo. Hey, Enoch, you want to come over and take a pot?" And he'll just give it to you.
No, I love it. And it was his brisket when he would like smoke briskets. So good. Honestly, Enoch, you're a pretty good cook. You cooked this week for us.
Yeah.
Hey, Enoch, shout out.
I think I am pretty good.
Honestly, you cook a lot. I would say that.
I?
Yeah, like breakfast. You normally cook like breakfast for us. I will just to brag on you, Peanut.
All right.
You're like, all right, let's hear it.
I'm ready.
He sits back on your throne. No, you literally make breakfast so many times. The other day, I actually love this because I was going to post something the other day. Enoch goes to the gym pretty early sometimes in the morning and like does like a class or like Orange Theory or something. I have been just not feeling like going. So anyway.
That membership is just there.
Yeah, I'm like, bye. I just haven't felt it. Anyway, so Enoch like went, and normally when he comes back in, he like immediately comes into the bedroom because it's like, I don't know, 7 a.m. at that time coming to like see me. And even though I wake up early, guys, I try to go back to sleep. That's the worst part about it all. Anyway, Enoch like came in and I could tell he wasn't coming to the bedroom, and I was like, what's going on out there?
There was like commotion.
I know. I was like, wait, what's happening?
Me and Carl are fighting.
Like,
get off, go.
I like walk in there and he had like made a whole breakfast. You went to Whole Foods, got groceries, made like scones, sausage,
blueberry scones,
all these things, and then also got us like coffees from Whole Foods. Honestly, shout out to Whole Foods coffees; those were incredible.
So good.
Yeah, that's so sweet. Actually,
Thank you.
My bar is going higher and higher. Though I'm just taking notes.
It was so sweet, and I was gonna post it, and I honestly wanted to do like a two-side.
Oh, the avocado toast. That was
the avocado toast was incredible.
I've been a big avocado toast guy.
Oh, 100%.
With the Parmesan from Whole Foods.
Grated
with hot
on
honey,
there.
Parm.
Little crushed red pepper.
It's incredible.
Okay, Enoch, chef.
No, he actually does.
She taught me that
it.
one actually. It's so good. It's go-to breakfast. Really well.
But I was going to say that I was going to post that on Instagram being, oh my gosh, you're the best. And then classically when you post stuff like that, people are like, oh my God, goals. And I was like,
honestly.
We had a conversation the night before of like, we want to be more romantic with each other. And I'm like, I think that that's the reality of what marriage looks like. And sometimes, especially on social media, we present it of like, oh my gosh, my husband's the best. He like went to work out this morning, got me all my favorite things from Whole Foods and made me breakfast, period. That's all you hear. And I'm like, we had a pretty lengthy conversation of like, hey, we don't want to get casual in our marriage.
PE literally had that in his message this morning at Elevation. It was so good. Probably go listen to that and the Shoreline message.
Shoreline message was fire.
No, yeah,
they're amazing. It was so fire. But he was like, sometimes we let like the places that we pray for most become a grave because we stop like tending to it.
Yeah.
Because like, so some of our marriages, like we prayed for it, we fought for it, and now it's just a grave. And you're not talking about divorce, but it's like in the air. You guys are sleeping in separate bedrooms. You don't do anything to like tend to the field of like romance and like excellence. And I was like, oof.
Yeah.
No,
so it's so real.
And I was just thinking of like, that's what marriage looks like, and to kind of, I don't know, bring that more into the conversation. Because I think before I got married, like there's some people that I know who get married and they're like, okay, yeah, you have to make these things, you have to put in these efforts. But as far as like peers of ours on social media, sometimes it's like, I remember when during Valentine's Day, it was like, oh my gosh, who your significant other is trash if they're not doing a full Valentine's proposal. I'm like, how do people know to do a Valentine's proposal?
Like even if you're already married, like will you be my Valentine?
Will you be my Valentine?
I don't need that. That's a little high maintenance.
But like all those things.
See, I'm low maintenance.
And then I saw this girl and she was talking about, she was like, I got bummed because my significant other didn't do this. But we've never even talked about doing that before. And it's like when you start to take these like social media, I don't know, examples. And it's like, well, why didn't my husband wake me up this morning with breakfast? Or like, why didn't you do this for me for Valentine's Day? Or you don't plan these kind of trips. And I'm like, I think that normalize voicing expectation.
Yeah.
When it's like, I don't want the flowers anymore if I have to ask for them. I think you can literally sit down with your spouse and be like, hey, it would make me feel loved if you did da 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 da. And I'm like, and just kind of getting the reality of like marriage's effort.
Yeah.
It relationships, even if you're just dating, it's like, hey, I feel like we can up our game when it comes
and just
to
making those expectations known. Because I would say like it took you some effort to like go out and say like, hey, I would love this. And like, it kind of hurt me. It kind of cut me. Mm-hmm. But then it's like just taking that step and doing it makes all
which is like
world.
Honestly such a great testament to you to make that shift of like you can become a victim really easily when someone says something like that, when it's like, you don't think I do anything for you. It's like, no, that's not what I was saying.
It's easy to be like, you're ungrateful, or like you don't care like what I actually do.
And it's like, no, that's not what I was saying. I was like, I feel like we could be more intentional with like romance. And then you actually like applying it. I feel like that just meant so much. And it's such a testament to who you are, that we can like speak into each other, and that it's not like, obviously there's a way to go about it. It's not like, you're the worst and I just never think you do
It's like, you haven't got me flowers.
It's like, you've never done anything. Like, obviously there's two sides of this. You need to also have a healthy perspective.
That's very true.
And it's also like putting it on yourself too. It's like, hey, I feel like we could both make a better effort at planning dates or anything like that.
It's very kind.
And just making that, I don't know. So I feel like it's really special, the fact that we get to talk about those things and then see it be put into fruition, opposed to like just letting your heart get sick because that's not happening in your relationship.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like any unmet expectations, unvoiced expectations.
Oh, so
it's
true.
just like a setup for despair.
Yep.
Because then you're literally like, he never does this and he would never do, and then you're just like that little sadness.
Have you asked for that?
That's what I was gonna say. It's okay to ask for what you want. I think somebody, it's like, he never does this, I shouldn't have to ask. And it's like, but if you do ask, sometimes I consider like the perfect. This is like something that I hear all the time. Just being someone who's like single and dating is like, my guy wouldn't this, or my guy would this, right? And it's like, that's true, like, for some things to me. Yeah. But it's like saying, like, people will be like, Kayla, you don't have to worry. Like, your guy, he'll do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I'm like, a 23-year-old? I'm like, I'm not sure he's thinking that deep.
I'm like,
I'm not sure he even knows that those are things to do.
We can't
true.
We cannot lose letting people grow or growing with someone.
Exactly.
And it's like, I think we all play a part in this. And I think that was why I didn't end up posting that on social media. I'm like, because we do all play a part in how we present it too. Of like, man, have you ever looked at someone and like, man, he treats her so great? It's like, that is probably years culminated.
Years. The people I think that of have been married for like 25 to 30 years.
That is conversations had. Yeah. That is like getting down on the ground with each other and being like, okay,
so many people think that
this.
about our pastors. It's like they've been married as long as I've been alive.
Yeah, longer than me.
And they're all like, man, we want someone just like PE. And I'm like, he's put in the work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and so has she. Like, to culminate a relationship like that. And I think it's literally just effort. And I think that there are things of, I don't know, it's a both and when it's like dating. Like, Kayla, if you were to start dating someone and it's like, he never talks to me, I'm like, I don't think you need to have the conversation of like, hey, you never talk to me. I'm like, I do think that there's some needs that need to be met without asking like desires. I think some certain character traits. But when it comes to like, you might start dating someone and they're just not vocal about being complimentative.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey,
it's okay to ask
and
for
it's
that.
like, hey, I actually feel really filled up when our language is just loving on each other.
Yep.
Or it's like you date someone, it's like, and I think that's where it comes like the 5 love languages come in too, that are really special, because I'm like, hey, if you get filled up by words of affirmation and I get filled up with physical touch, we need to communicate that it's like, hey, when you put your hand on me, I feel really like that you see me, that you love me. It's like, okay, when I did that thing, or I'm acts of service, when you got my car washed for me, that really filled me up. And I'm like, those communication points are super healthy. And I'm like, don't put those unmet expectations on each other if they're not being spoken. Now, if you make known like, hey, this is something we need to work on, and I feel like this is the biggest thing,
and they're consistently missing the mark,
and guys, I'm like, when you see someone who is willing to meet those things, willing to work on
it's
it.
all about the effort.
I'm like,
they're trying.
That's where you find, that's where the gold is. I'm like, anyone, and I've said this so many times, anyone who is submitted to Holy Spirit and willing to work on themselves, you guys, any 2 people like that can marry any 2 people.
Oh, so that's true. It's like, humility.
It's like, for me, like you were saying, it's like, to me, it comes down to effort. So it's like, if I'm saying, oh, my guy would, at least in my head, the guy for me, he's going to be willing to put in the effort. Now, what it kind of ties into love languages is because, like, him putting in effort may not look exactly like what I think it's going to look like.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So, like, I could think in my head, this is just an example, this isn't true, but, like, getting me flowers every single week is putting in effort. But instead, he's, like, taking my car to get washed. And it's like, he's putting in effort.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking it's supposed to be this way. Now, I could always ask. I could be like, hey, I really appreciate when you do that. I am more of a receiving gifts person. So even if you give me, like, flowers, or even, it doesn't, to me, receiving gifts isn't even about money. It's about, like, the thought behind it.
Intentionality.
Like,
no, that's so true. Because that's my, like, initial instinct anytime. And it's like, I feel like you haven't planned a date in a while. First of all, I'm like, I feel like we hang out every day and we do everything together. So everything's a date. So we were just at the Cheesecake last night. Was that not a date? It was like, but like a date day. I was like, oh, I need to like roll out a blanket in a field, call it a picnic.
Yeah.
All those things.
Yeah, I think it's like the intentionality.
But even like that, my initial instinct is always like, well, I've done all these other things that I felt like were hitting the mark of like being intentional and loving on you. But it's not what she needed. And so it's like so many times it's like I've got to find like, all right, I've got to like seek the thing that like will fulfill you and make you feel loved, even though I'm feeling like, well, I'm crushing in all these other areas.
Yep.
I'll never forget when Judah Smith talked about when he first got married to his wife, Chelsea, and he's like, all the women in my family were gifts, love language. And he's like, Chelsea was quality time. And I was just like going on golf trips. I'd be out all day and I would send her flowers to the door. And he was like, get a florist to send him. It was so nice. And he was like, I couldn't understand why she was so upset. He's like, I was literally showing her that I loved her. And she was like, I just want you to sit down with me. And it was like that shift of realizing like who you're with. And you can date someone with compatible love languages. I'm like, when you love someone, you'll love them how they should receive
I also
love.
think they change.
Yeah.
It's
actually,
like depending on the season.
It said that love languages change like every season of trauma that you're in.
That's so
Honestly,
real. Mine have changed a couple times.
Mine have changed.
Yeah.
I used to, when the first time I ever took the test, I scored a literal 0 in physical touch. I was like, I don't know. I just like,
sure,
I don't need that. Like, don't touch me. I'm like, good. Now it's like my second highest. And I'm like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
It definitely evolves.
Changed.
I was, when I was younger, mine were physical touch and gifts, like 100%. And then now it's shifted. Honestly, I feel like last time I tested equally on all of them.
She needs me for all.
I know. I'm like,
honestly, if I had to guess, I'd say it's quality time.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Because it's like, it's, you know, you guys are like
for
always
sure.
together.
She freaks out a day apart.
I think 100% quality time. But I love that that's both
me too.
of ours.
Yeah.
That's
so it's not like we're like, oh God, I just need to be around. It's like if we're not around each other for a second, we're like,
yeah,
what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's like, where are you?
I feel like mine's physical touch, but as like I'm getting bigger,
What?
I'm running.
We're all grounded from body shaming.
I'm running hot, and so I'm like, and I'm freaking out. I'm itching. I'm hot.
Lose it that you just said. Now that I'm getting bigger.
Listen,
that's actually crazy.
And so like I love physical touch, but I freak out. Like I'm spazzing. I'm sweating. I can't.
That actually.
I'm like, your leg is so hot right now.
Like, that is so crazy that you said
but
now
it's
that
real.
I'm getting
it's
bigger. I admit, Kayla's in a psychosis
I'm just
from
like,
that.
it's literally
It's
just so
real.
traumatizing. You're like, actually, my love languages are changing based on body changes. He's like, it's my.
I'm sorry,
He's
but
like,
yeah,
I've got
it's
more
true.
acts of service
I
lately.
freak out.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's a random question. Okay, to that, because you said like you can get with people who have compatible love languages, but like, would you have any like tips since you guys are married? I mean,
Sure.
For like if you're not compatible, so like something I see, and this is like not super negative because my parents have been married for like 25 years, but my dad's quality time, and then my mom's word of affirmation. So when I'm with her, she's been living with me, and he's been like in and out of the city traveling, but he's been here a lot. But it's like, hey Irene, what are you doing? What are you doing? She has a special ringtone for him. It rings like maybe 17 times in like the 2 hours. And I'm like, and she's like, oh my gosh, here we go again. And I'm like, he's obsessed with you. Like, I would love if a guy was that obsessed with me. Like,
yeah.
And she's like, yeah, but we do everything together. She's like, we work together, we live together. And she's like, so us being, they're semi-living, like, because they're traveling so much. She's like, he just calls me all the time, and I'm just like, but
let me breathe.
For him, then he's like, she never calls.
Oh, I know. That's like
That's real. Yeah.
That's honestly.
I think
that there's just like different seasons, and they've been married for so long that it's like they are probably just so honest with one another, and they're like, all right.
Yeah. But as far as like newlyweds, I think it's kind of hard to be honest. As far as that.
Sometimes when.
But I sense it all the time.
You feel like you're meeting the other person's needs, and they're like, it's not bad. You're like, what could I have done?
Yeah, we'll go like a day where we're kind of separate, and I'll feel her losing it. I'm like, it's been a day. I went to the gym for an hour and a half.
I
like,
know,
I
and
wasn't
I'm just
gone.
like, I just want you to remind me that you're in this.
Literally.
That's like that meme
I'm
where
like,
it's like,
are
do you like me for real?
She's like questioning this. I'm like,
you're like, I married you.
I'm like, I know you love
I'm
me.
like,
I know
and
we're
I
gonna
went
be
to
together
work.
forever. I need to know that you're like, you like are obsessed
no,
with me
literally
right now.
the other day when I went to work.
No, 100%. But I think that there's just like
to work.
she's like, where are you? There's seasons of that, especially I think when one of us is traveling.
Yeah.
I think when we're together, I am like that. But when I travel, you're like, you need to call me more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I think that it's like it's both and you just kind of find a rhythm. There's when you've decided that you really love someone and that like you want to lay down your life for them, you just like make the sacrifice. Like even your mom, like probably her natural lean is like, all right, we'll call each other before we go to bed, that kind of thing. When I'm out of town, it's a lot like that.
Yeah.
But I know to make him feel loved, I need to call him on the way to my songwriting session in the morning. I need to text him throughout the day, so like he knows.
Maybe just check in.
Yeah. So and it's just like
I think it's also like a thing of like feeling like they're trying to.
Yeah.
Like I think I just vulnerably right now hate to feel like I'm always the one calling.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Or always the one checking in. Or like last time you were on the West Coast 2 hours behind, she'd call me at my like 3 a.m. I'm like, I'm going to bed.
That was we had a tough schedule that week. It was like quite literally 8 a.m. to like 11 p.m. every day. And we were in like the middle of the mountains. So when we were in like
one time she called me at like 5 a.m. Y'all were like up hanging.
I know.
And I was like, no.
That was like the very
you didn't talk to me all day. You're not calling me. You're not calling me at 5 a.m.
I know. That was like the last night, and we had a late song share. So I'm like, those kinds of things. But it's also like setting the expectation of like, I'm going to be out of town. This is what this kind of camp looks like.
Yeah.
These are the times we're going to be able to talk. All those kinds of things. So I think that it's all truly just, it does fall back on that effort thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I think,
to answer your question, just communication as well.
Yeah.
but I think that there's like a fly in here, and it's driving us insane. That makes me want to throw up that there's a fly in here.
It's not. It's like a
but
little moth.
A moth.
It's a gnat.
It's a gnat.
Yeah,
No,
like a
it's like
moth?
Honestly,
floating.
I think that like Dallas has a gnat problem. Every person that I've gone to their house, it's like, and you get rid of all the food. Anyway, this is like such a Dallas issue, but apparently it is a Dallas issue. Like they come from the drain.
Yep,
Anyway,
I heard that.
All that to say, I do think it falls back on that effort piece. And anything you love, you're going to put an effort for. You're going to fight for. You're going to make time for. Regardless of like
that part.
What it is. It's like if your season is like, I'm trying to lose weight and I'm prioritizing my body. It's like you fight for that.
Yep.
You go to the gym. You show up. That's what you do. And it's like when you want something bad enough, you fight for that relationship. You make it work. If you guys have... I mean, I know couples that are like from different cultures and different languages. And they're like... I'm going to learn this other language because I need to understand you more. Like all those things. And I'm just like, that's where I think that's just like where effort comes. You're looking at me because I paused on my Spanish.
You never started on the Spanish.
I was doing Duolingo. You were doing it with me.
We were playing pickleball the other day with the staff guys.
Manzanas?
Get out of here. That was lesson 1. Zero grace for that. Listen,
I started learning about
pickleball the other day.
passports in my last one. And I was like, how does this apply? I was like, I need to know.
You'll probably need it if we ever go to like DR.
I know,
and
but
you
I
need to
want
hand
to
out your
know.
passport.
I want to know to say like, "Hey Enoch, I love you so much. What do you got going on?"
I feel like you could
Opposed to,
literally
like,
Google that right
how
now.
do I get to the bus? And where's
bet
my
you it's
passport?
It's Hola Enoch.
Here we go.
Te amo? Like that's the first part, right?
Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
What do you got going on? I don't know, but
What do you got going on? It's such an interesting way to ask.
Yeah.
anything.
What is it like? Enoch,
What
Enoch,
do you
what
got?
pasa?
¿Qué pasa? Yeah.
That's like, what's up?
Yeah. Sure.
I know more than you think.
I would love to know
what would
what
you do
know.
if right now I just started like She's been gatekeeping?
Yeah, she's delusional.
Honestly, I feel like I need to raise my faith. I feel like the Lord could download me another language. Why not?
I love
I think
that.
the Lord is like, I need you to try.
I think I'm a little stubborn. So like if I do marry
Have
someone from
you
another culture,
guys
I don't know if my
seen-
brain can hold another language.
Tell me if you guys
It
have
could.
seen those services where people have like supernatural weight loss.
Services?
Never.
Oh no, this
Like
is a
church
thing.
services?
Go look this up.
Like they walk
People-
in 300, they walk out 180.
Like supernatural weight loss, and I'm like, I
They're
don't.
carrying that
and
spiritual
I'm just
pressure.
gonna say
Call
this.
that on to me right now.
I don't know if my faith's high enough for it.
No, mine's not.
Like, I think also the Lord's like, all right, like if you're.
He's like, I haven't seen you put in any effort for this. I'm not going to give it to you. I know that's what he's saying about
like,
me.
you're gonna immediately, like the blind man that he had to take outside the city limits because like the city he lived in would have would undo his healing. Anyway, if you look back on like the history of the city, whatever. I'm like, I feel like that's him being like, I'm gonna heal you from this, and then you're immediately gonna get right back to it. You've not changed any sort of anyway, but keep your prayers up for that. You know what? Maybe we're not praying for.
Honestly, what if right now one of us just like dropped like 20?
I would literally
I
drop
feel
on
that.
the ground and start speaking in tongues.
I would be like, he's coming.
He's
coming right now.
coming back. He needs me to be in a better shape. Like, that is so crazy.
Ooh.
Anyway,
I'm like, go to your Orange Theory classes.
I know exactly. It's like, praise God. Love Orange Theory. We did switch. We're switching to Lifetime because they have a pool.
Lifetime's incredible. I had a forced membership there one year when I was in college, and it was nice.
Yeah, the one where it's a little different, but I'm grateful. It's also a 30-minute drive.
Ain't
It is
no
a
way.
little farther from us, but
No way.
I was driving 10 minutes to Orange Theory. I had a routine, so I won't vet.
we're switching. Also, it's like we're just going to be out of town so much this summer that it just would make more sense.
And so, yeah, that's what I think about quality time.
No, I think the love languages help definitely identify those things. But it's something you just have to learn about one another.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
And
so
it's
true.
just effort, wanting to learn,
That's real.
wanting to, I don't know,
Yeah.
just get in someone else's world. And that's
Man.
just like
Yeah,
the
so
biggest thing that you can.
if you want to get into my world, shout out.
Kayla.
That's
My
so
Instagram is
funny.
at Kayla A. Rollins.
I'm like,
All right.
not Kayla asking for a lower third.
No, you know,
Kayla's
Literally.
asking for a little
Can you
thing
put me
right here.
I mean, today I actually wore makeup for the episode, so
Because we got a little merch shoot.
merch.
Guys, we will be launching the merch
Very soon.
very, very soon. We have it, obviously, but we do have some events coming up in inventory and all those
It's like
things.
we might sell out.
I know, so too soon to tell. But let us know what you guys think of the designs and how they look. Honestly, it looks so great. The
It looks
print
so
looks
great.
great. The
Feels
fit,
Oh, they're
good.
incredible.
the little neck on it is
Yeah.
good.
And
Yeah.
I'm not usually a tea girl, but I'll wear this one for
I'm definitely
Okay.
cropping this one.
sure. Okay.
You're cropping it.
I'm cropping all of them.
You're
How can
copying
you crop it, though?
everybody's.
Like the Anna is like low on there.
I know it's like
Yeah.
it doesn't. I don't think this is suitable for a little crop.
Double XL's got a couple. That's like a foot to work with.
A
Enoch.
foot. Enoch. Anyway, guys,
Why are you always teasing me? Like I say dumb things.
Do we say dumb
I can
things?
I can totally crop this shirt.
It had nothing to do with the dumb things. It's the little remarks that you've been making about you getting bigger or things like that. They're like, Enoch.
Yeah.
Why'd you have to bring
grounded
that
from
back
body
up? It's so crazy.
You're like, I have an extra foot of
Breathe.
yard. Anyway, doesn't matter. This is the episode, you guys. That's it.
We
this is
need a golden nugget.
Yeah. What would you say?
The golden nugget from this episode. I feel like there was a couple things that I loved touching on. I think that after we kind of got to the relationship stuff, I would say always the grass is greener where you water it. Wherever you put in
Wow, that's
effort,
beautiful.
your goals when you're putting in the work. Like when people are like, "Oh, that's so goals." It's like goals happen from hard work.
Yeah.
That there's really no other way around it. And even
So
if you meet someone who's just like has such high autonomy or high emotional IQ, like that's effort. They've put in effort. It's not just like some miraculous thing where you're just like downloaded with all these things. I think that all of that's effort. It's time with the Lord. It's history. And so start doing that for yourself. I think if you're in like single season right now, or if you're just like in marriage, or if you started a new job and you're like, oh, I want this to look a certain way, like be the change that you want to see.
It's
like
beautiful.
start honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does that make
Love it.
sense?
Yeah. I love that.
I love it. Guys, we had our winner, Brooklyn. Shout out.
Shout out, Brooklyn.
And we'll send you your shirt this week. We're so excited. And comment if you want a sticker in the comments. We'll pick a couple people. I feel like every episode we'll at least send one person a sticker. These are so fun.
Yeah.
And we'll make them for sale. They're really nice stickers. I love them. They're cute. If you're like, I'm a hardcore nugget, like this is my podcast, we love it.
We know you're out there.
We stand with you guys. You guys stand with us. In Army Unite. All this to say, guys, a huge dream of mine would be to do a live podcast.
Oh my God, that'd be sick.
I think we could do one here in Dallas.
Yes.
I feel like we have enough local nuggets that we could do a live podcast recording. Enoch
be
the
fun.
stress. Enoch's like, who's doing production? You are Peanut.
No, there's so much that goes into that. But
I know.
We'll see.
People are going to be like, man, you guys are really mom and pop in this, huh? Then we're like,
what you guys don't see.
they're like the clock. Guys, last week the clock, if you go look on Kayla's shot, it was just like a random clock from online. It had so many ads and it kept
No, you know what's so
refreshing.
crazy
It
is
was
that
so bad.
the clock has been different in every single episode. Kayla will never find the right or the same consistent clock.
God forbid we literally just like bookmark it.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Enoch says, pull up a clock. I just type in clock and I click the first one. And
Every time.
Chrome
And
is
it's like
constantly
on
changing.
Google, it'll always be purple if you've been there before. She like consistently finds a new one.
That's so
You
funny.
guys love that. You love that about me.
They love
Last
that about
week's
you.
was crazy.
Okay. I won't
The
do it
whole
again.
episode last week was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
The
Hopefully we've got audio for this
production
one.
wise, we do. We keep checking it. Anyway, all that to say, we love you guys so much. We hope this episode encouraged you. You had a little bit of fun talking with us. So excited about the merch.
Love you guys
release.
so much. We'll see you at Forward.
Yes, we'll see. We got a lot of events coming up this summer. I need to start posting about events that I do.
We're gonna start recapping them.
I know, so that you guys also prior to the event, so people can join them. Because I just have not toured in a while, and I feel like I get that question
She's
a lot.
about to sing these songs.
Yeah, all that
We
saying.
go from glory to glory.
Dun, dun, dun.
Fade
Yeah,
out.
that was good, Kayla. That little vibrato.
Guys, I know all of Anna's song like verbatim, and that's not like trying to say like I'm a super fan. I just like I said, I memorize songs.
You could
I know her
okay,
ad libs.
Me too.
I have
I know.
history with Jesus.
I know all her
All right,
hums.
ladies.
She loves humming.
Yeah, little. Okay. Anyway, that's gonna conclude today's episode.
You big hummer.
We love you guys so much. We will see you next week. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
Love y'all.
Follow us on social
See you
media at the
soon.
Golden Nugget
Each
Podcast.
comment.
We'll be doing
Shuffle,
a lot of
raffle
giveaways
for a sticker.
this whole summer. It's because we have merch now. Why not? Let's give it away.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. That's all.
See ya.
Love ya. Bye.
Bye.